What is going on, guys? It is finally here. We made it. This is Kostys' new show, and I have one of my favorite people, my guest, Jay Briggs, on with me today. This is not the morning show. This is Kostys. We've been talking about this for a really long time. I don't even know what to say. It's been so long. A lot of behind the scenes, getting everything done, putting it in order. Jay happens to be my first guest. There is no morning show today. This is Kostys' new show on the same channel. What's going on, Jay?
New show,
same
channel, man. Nothing much. Money making Monday. Ready to break down the card with my guy. Glad to be here on the new show. Ready to break down today's action, man. Of course, we'll talk about this crazy weekend that we just had. But yeah, man, new week, new goals, new opportunities. Ready to attack it per usual, man. What's up with y'all boys and girls? Let's have ourselves a day, man. It's a beautiful NBA card. Ready to attack it with my guy, man. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Very easy day yesterday. I know, we were on the show yesterday and we were all aligned. It just wasn't going to be anybody but the Eagles and the Chiefs. Chiefs game was a little closer than expected, but the refs are always helping. You're always going to have a little bit of, if the refs are in your corner, you're always going to win those 50-50s and, got the job done. Yesterday is gone. Can't worry about it, but still feels good to cash both those tickets. You were on both sides too, the same sides, right?
I didn't bet the Eagles game. I left it alone. I thought they would win the game. Ultimately, I didn't bet it, but y'all know where I was at. Same place I've been yapping about since day one of the NFL season, man. 1-5, Patrick Mahomes, man. Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs. My stance on it yesterday, I was pretty adamant, man. I felt like if you bet against the Chiefs yesterday, you were just a hater. And I'm
right.
Sorry to say it, like there's really no other way around it. There was no path, there was no scenario, there was nothing there that told you to bet Buffalo in Arrowhead against the best coach in the league, the best quarterback in the league, and the best team situationally. We're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, the defending Super Bowl champions, who only lost one game all season. I throw that Broncos game out.
That doesn't count, right? Right.
Doesn't count. I threw that game away. So they only lost one game all season. And the game that they lost was to that team. So in the revenge spot, in the playoffs.
On the road, too. Right.
In the revenge spot, in the playoffs,
at
where
home.
they're beating them now 4 straight times, 3 heading into that one in the playoffs. There wasn't a path there for Buffalo, man. So stop hating on the Chiefs, man. Stop hating on greatness, man. Just sit there and ask yourself, why do I hate greatness? Why? You just got to learn to appreciate it, man. Not only in sports, but in every aspect of your life. Really try not to be a hater and look at things objectively. There was no path there for Buffalo. Shout out Kansas City. Shout out the Chiefs. On their way to a three-peat, man. On their way to a three-peat. So we'll see. We'll see if they three-peat with the Super Bowl on the horizon. But yeah, shout out to Kansas City Chiefs. And the Buffalo Bills did not cover yesterday, Mr. Goon Smith. No, they didn't.
No, they did not.
The line opened up 1.5, closed 2.5.
It was never 3.
It was never 3. So
unless you're buying those 35-cent lines, you weren't getting 3. And you were just pushing. So they didn't cover it all, even if you had it at 3. But it was, the game script, when you watch enough football and you bet enough football, it doesn't get much easier than the Eagles game for me. For whatever. People thought, oh, it's a good story. Jaden Daniels, he made it. He could be the first ever quarterback as a rookie. No, the reason why Washington won the game at Eagles before was because Jalen Hurts got knocked out with a concussion. So, and they just scraped by in that game. I always say, when you have a mobile quarterback, and I said the same exact thing on the show yesterday, if you have a mobile quarterback and you have a defense that can rush 4, you're screwed. That is how you beat. You could beat you. That's why you're the best defense. You don't have to blitz. You can play your coverages. You have 3 corners that are elite, and Slay's probably the worst one of the 3. You have 2 rookies in Dejan and Guantanamo Mitchell.
Yeah.
And they're both up for Defensive Rookie of the Year. Both of them. The new Jason Sehorn out there. So when you have that type of defense, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to get yards. Every single down is hard. And you make turnovers. You saw the Ravens last week, 3 turnovers. And the Bills are asked to only win by 2 in the Ravens game with 3 turnover differential in their pocket. You saw what the 3-0 turnover differential was yesterday. Philly put up 50 plus. So that takes me to the next game. The Bills did not impress me last week. It's a good story. They've had a good season. Josh Allen did the most with the least talent. I get it, but the defense was banged up. They kept losing guys throughout the year. They lost a key player last week. Rapp hurt his hamstring. He wasn't coming back, and it was just too much. Just too much.
For me in that other game, man, I just got to say one thing, man. Shout out Saquon Barkley. He was on the Giants. Now he on the Eagles, man. Shout out Saquon Barkley. If you've seen that video, you know what I'm talking about, man. Shout out Saquon, man. 2 carries, 2 touchdowns. Oh, my God. Oh. God. Shout out Saquon, man. Shout out Saquon. Jalen Hurts. Hats off. Hats off, man. I didn't think you had a game like that under your belt, Jalen Hurts. Y'all know me. I give credit where credit is due. I always do. Jalen Hurts played one of the better games I've seen him play in a while. If he plays like that, it's going to be tough for them Chiefs to beat them boys in the Super Bowl. I ain't going to lie. But I don't think he's going to play like that ultimately, man. And y'all know where my futures ticket is. It's been there since day one, since before the season started. I've been on yapping about the Kansas City Chiefs. Line opened up last night, too. I think it's at 1.5, 2, bouncing around right now. It's going to be a hell of a game. Rematch of what, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yep. It's going to be a great game, man. It's going to be a great one. I can't wait for 2 weeks from now. I can't wait to break it down with all the guys over the next couple of weeks, see the different opinions in the game. But I thought yesterday the 2 takeaways from both games. From the Chiefs game, same thing I've been yapping about all season long. The Chiefs have the best coach in the league in Andy Reid, who now has the most playoff wins ever, even more than Bill Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
They have the best quarterback in the league, Patrick Mahomes, who his first 7 seasons in the NFL. AFC Championship game, AFC Championship game, AFC Championship game, and 4 Super Bowls. Oh, my God. Best quarterback in the league. And the other part that I think people fail to realize about the Chiefs is how great they are situationally. How great they are situationally. There was too many spots in that games where Buffalo, they were in great spots to do something. And the Chiefs came up with huge stops, like that goal line stop on Josh Allen, like that 4th down stop. I know a lot of people say that was cheating. I thought live it was short to me. So shout out to Chiefs, man. Shout out the coaching staff. Shout out Spagnuolo. I thought he dialed up a really good game plan. I'm not mad at the Bills. Bills played a great game. They just played the best team and the best coach and the best thing on the road. Tough place. Shout out Josh Allen. I really have no bad words for you today, Josh Allen. I have no bad words, man. Just like people got caught in the Michael Jordan era, Josh Allen, you just got caught in the Patrick Mahomes era, man. That's really all it happens to be. And then in the other game, the 1 takeaway I got, Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley, man. The Eagles got Saquon Barkley, man. We survived the Giants. And now the Eagles got Saquon Barkley, man. So it's going to be a hell of a Super Bowl. Can't wait. I cannot wait.
You know, like when people betting the Super Bowl, I always say from a pro side, I don't put a lot of emphasis in it. I know people, and it's been this culture to go crazy on the big game, and because they have the biggest handle, people could bet it for large amounts of money. Don't fool yourself, guys. If you really like it, do it for entertainment. On Super Bowl Sunday and the day before and the day after, basketball is king. Take advantage of sports with volume. Don't go, because I get all these calls and I talk to a lot of clients. Who do you like? It's a coin flip game. You can make an argument for either side. I wouldn't be mad at you. Last week, I wouldn't say that. I mean, yesterday. But with the Super Bowl, man, I mean, somebody can give me an argument for either side, and I can't say I don't like it just because
it's going to be a hell of a game.
It's a hell of a game, yeah.
I'm just telling y'all right here, I'm on the Chiefs. Main reason I'm on the Chiefs is because I think they're the better team. But B, I have a futures ticket from day one.
Nobody's changing your mind throughout the next 2 weeks. Nobody's changing your mind.
They're not changing. And so I will hear the arguments about the Eagles. I'm not saying I think this game is going to be it's tougher than I thought this Buffalo game was. You know, in Arrowhead, I thought they was going to lose in Arrowhead.
No.
Down in New Orleans, though, get them boys outside of home. Different story. So interested to see how the line develops as the 2 weeks go by. It wouldn't shock the hell out of me if people bet the Eagles and the line got to a pick 'em or maybe even Eagles favorite by the time that game starts, just because of how dominant the Eagles looked in that game yesterday. But we got a lot of time between then and now.
I think the dome benefits the Eagles because they have more speed. It definitely benefits the Eagles. I mean, not that it matters by much, but out of the two, I think Mahomes is, I don't think, little bit of a lean toward the Eagles if it's in a dome, but I don't think it matters. It's a Super Bowl. You always have guys that step up that you just haven't seen stepped up throughout the year. You just see that one guy, you know, it could be, you know, like a backup tight end, like a Noah Gray game, something like that, where it just gets all weird. And that's how the Super Bowl is, man. It's just so under a microscope that it's that's what we love about it. I know people are on social media. I'm not watching the Super Bowl. NFL's rigged. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you're saying that today, 2 weeks out. When it's next Super, you know, in 2 weeks from now, you're going to be watching it.
I got to complain a little bit, man. I almost cashed all my props yesterday. We cashed the Saquon Barkley first touchdown. We cashed the Terry McLaurin any touchdown. The only one we missed was the Josh Allen fumble. And he fumbled, what, 4 times? Oh, my God. He fumbled 4 times. And we got 0.
So remember, I FaceTimed you from we were watching the game, and my buddy had a Josh Allen anytime touchdowns, the last leg out of a 2-leg touchdown parlay. And he had a no sweat for $250 to pay $14,000. And then he had another one for, I think, $150 to win another $8 on a Josh Allen anytime. And they got him there. They got him to the 2. It was like, this is it. This is the tush push. And they stopped him. Stopped him every day. He had like 3 different opportunities on 3 different drives, man. It was
Yep.
That's what makes it fun.
That's what makes it fun, man. Here we are, Super Bowl Sunday. Football season is over, man. College football is done, and we have 1 game left in the NFL, man. It's basketball season. Y'all know here at Pick Dogs, we've been covering basketball, college hoops, and NBA since the start. I will say, be wary of the other people who are just gonna jump in the hoops, acting like they've been doing this since the start. They've been betting football. They've been betting everything else under the sun. They have not been betting basketball. So I would say, watch out for them, man. We've been locked in here on the NBA, locked in here on college hoops, and we finna keep this shit rolling. Jam session, I've just posted it, so it's posted, but we'll talk about it here on this show as well. You can check out the jam session after, or either way.
This is what we do. This is what we do on my show. We talk about nothing for at least 15 minutes, and then we get into the games. So that being said, let's skate on over to the NHL.
NHL.
We're going to start there first.
NCAA, the National Hockey League Association.
Jay, there's 4 games. We have the Devils and the Flyers, the Kings and the Red Wings, the Canucks and the Blues, and the Kraken against the Oilers.
5 games. You missed
and 5 games. We have another one. And then we have the Penguins against the Sharks. Do you like anything in the slot? In the full card? We'll just do the full card.
Man, honestly, nothing completely jumps off the page to me today. I say this every day, and then we cash in hockey. I need to start putting in some hockey plays. We cashed again yesterday here on the show with the Golden Knights in the revenge spot at home at the crib. People have been DMing me saying, Jay, you low-key sharp as hell in hockey. I say, low-key. This is not something on the front of my mind more often than not. But forced to play today. Kostys, man, I got to go back to the well, man. These boys, they just do nothing but let me down. I'm still mad at them for that 5-1 meltdown the other day.
I know.
I'm still mad at them about that, man. I'm still upset about that. But I'm signing myself up for it today, man. Basically, the reason I'm taking them is I don't think Pittsburgh deserves to be laying -165 on the road. Small lean for me here on the San Jose Sharks in the bounce back spot at home. That also happens to be a revenge game. Let's do it, San Jose. Let's do it today, man. Let's do it. Let's bounce back today at home and get some plus money there today. Y'all know I love betting them Blues. I mainly love betting the Blues at plus money. But I would say they're favored in this game for a reason. They just lost to, in my mind, 2 of the best teams in hockey, the Dallas Stars and the Las Vegas Golden Knights. We've already seen St. Louis beat the Canucks once this season. They beat them in Vancouver. They probably do the same thing tonight. Again, I think they're favored for a reason, even though Vancouver has the better record or the better win-loss record. Give me St. Louis here, Kostys, and give me the San Jose Sharks.
All right. So it's similar to last week. I'm not going to play with fire today. No need. Take the Red Wings at home. They're good at home. LA is average on the road. They're 11-11, but the losses of they've won 2 in a row at home, the Red Wings, and they were on a 4-game road stand and they went 1-3. So at home, they're traditionally better. I'm not too worried about the Kings on the road. And plus, it's a revenge game for when LA beat them 4-1. So I like plus money in the NHL. I know Ruffalo's not here, but I'm keeping the record going. I'm plus money since I started doing this, and we're just getting closer and closer to this twirl. Hopefully, if he's back. I know he's still day-to-day with the ankle injury.
He's traveling today. He's traveling.
I don't know. He's day-to-day.
He's questionable for tomorrow. We'll see.
Do you think he has his leg propped up on the airplane?
I don't know.
They have him propped up?
I wasn't here on this, so I didn't get to ask him how extensive the ankle injury was.
Did you hear the whole story?
Yeah, I heard the story. I heard the story, but I didn't ask him how bad it was. But he's day-to-day questionable for tomorrow.
He wiped out and then he bit his lip, and his lip was bleeding.
Check the injury report, man, to see if Chris Ruffalo's in tomorrow or not.
All right, there you have it. That was the NHL. Now we're gonna go over to college basketball. Small card, nothing crazy today. We'll split it up into 2. We're gonna go from the early games, and I'm gonna do it for Jay in his weird time zone. So we're gonna go up to 7:00 your time, so 8:00 Eastern. So up to Nicholas State.
You want me to read them off?
This is my show. I can read them off.
My bad. I forgot. Same channel.
This is the new show. We have Eastern Illinois against Arkansas Little Rock.
Okay.
We have Southern Miss against Troy. We have Bethune-Cookman against Alcorn State. We have Penn State against Michigan. We have Houston Christian against Southeastern Louisiana. We have Grambling State against the Abe Lincolns.
Abe Simpsons.
Abe Simpsons. Close. Holy Cross against Mitch's University, Boston University. Southern Alabama against UL Monroe. And the last one is Nicholls State against Texas Rio Grande Valley.
Interesting slot start today. You're first here, my man. What you like?
Yep. I'm going to go with, I don't really like much in this spot, but I'm going to take Michigan laying the points here. Penn State is ass on the road. I mean, I've made so much money fading them this year. I've just picked the right spots with Penn State. I've known when they've not been in good situations, and conference play in college basketball, you could really get a feel for it if you do this every day. If you just look at the board once in a while or weekends, you're not going to be successful. But Michigan is undefeated at home. This is where they play really good basketball, and I trust them. And I think this is a double-digit win for them. That's all I really like. What about you?
I got to take Penn State.
No.
I know.
Why?
Because Michigan today is the most public play on the board in college hoops.
That doesn't mean they don't win.
Yes, it does. On Monday, everybody today is betting Michigan because they're undefeated at home and Penn State's ass on the road. This is going to be a 6-point Michigan win, is how I think this game plays out. It's just going to be one of those. Just going to be one of those. I'm taking Penn State plus the points. It's just a play on the spot, play on the situation. That's how I attack college hoops sometimes. I think when I go to the board in college hoops, I just try to look for the most public play on the board. There's 3 options today. It's Michigan, it's Iowa State, or it's Duke. I don't think too many people rushing to lay 21.5 with Duke. And then that Iowa State-Arizona game is just going to be a great one. So I think the one that just the public play that just don't come across the board is going to be Michigan. I think it's a 6-point win for these boys when it's all said and done. I've tried to catch this falling knife with Penn State a couple times. Y'all know that. I was there on the road when they got blitzed by Illinois. I had them plus 400 on that money line. The thing, I haven't been great in Penn State games, so maybe y'all want to fade me. I'm just being honest with y'all. Maybe y'all do want to fade me in this spot because no matter what I do with Penn State, I'm usually wrong. I've been on the wrong side in 4 of their last 5. I had Illinois. I had what was the line in that Michigan State game? What was the line in that game? The line in that game was 11.5. I think I laid it with Michigan State in that game. I took Rutgers outright money line against Penn State. I was wrong in that one. And then the other day, what did I do? I think I laid the points with Iowa. I wanted to lay the points with Iowa. I didn't officially bet it. I wanted to lay the points with Iowa. Everybody was there on Iowa. It looked like a great play. They were up, 9 with like a minute to go, a minute and a half to go. Still didn't cover. So I'm going to take Penn State, man. I just think it's a case of too many points. Michigan is the better team. It wouldn't shock the hell out of me if they won the game by 10. I'm just kind of playing the contrarian side. I want to grab these many points in my back pocket with Penn State. For me, else in this slot, I'm going to take give me – this is not the sexiest early spot. Give me Mitch's alma mater, Boston U, laying the points on Holy Cross. I just think the line tells us what we need to know. Boston University over a bucket favorite in the game. They're over a bucket for a reason. These are 2 similar teams. Record-wise, Holy Cross hasn't played their best basketball recently, losers of 4 of their last 5. They did just win on the road at Loyola, Maryland, but I don't think they do much of anything here. I'm going to lean towards Boston U. And the last one for me in this slot, I'm going to take Nicholls outright money line. I've been fading Rio Grande Valley for the last 2 seasons. They are much improved from what they were a season ago. Last season, they were one of the worst teams in the entire country. This season, they've been much better, playing better basketball, but lay points with them against another decent team, I'm still not ready to do that. I'd much rather attack plus money. So kind of just a J play, just a hate play of Rio Grande Valley is what it is. I'll call a spade a spade. Trying to attack some plus money early in this early slot. I'll attack plus money with nickels.
All right. So now we're gonna do the remainder of the card. We have Incarnate Word Up against New Orleans, Florida A&M against Jacksonville State, Iowa against Ohio State, McNeese State against Texas A&M Corpus Christi, Northwestern State against the Jacksons. You like that?
The Jacksons.
The Jacksons.
Shout out Lamar.
Shout out Lamar. Texas A&M Commerce. Is that your alma mater?
Yes, it is.
Jay's alma mater against Stephen F. Austin. Prairie View A&M against Alabama A&M. A lot of A&Ms playing against each other. Texas Southern against Alabama State. Southern against the Devils of Mississippi Valley State. NC State against Duke. Towson, my alma mater. I just lived there. I never went there. Against Northeastern. UCLA against USC. And the game of the night, Iowa State at Arizona. You're up here first, sir.
Arizona is an extremely tough place to play. I'm not doubting that. But at that same time, y'all have heard me say many a times this season who the best team in the country is. And I wholeheartedly believe it is them Iowa State Cyclones. You giving me plus money with Iowa State? I am there. Short, sweet, simple. I'm on the best team in the country in my mind, in my opinion, the Iowa State Cyclones. I know we're not at home. At home, I blindly bet them boys because Iowa State goes stupid, dummy, crazy at the crib. And I know Arizona's kind of that ilk at home, but I think they're overrated, overvalued. They should not be favored over Iowa State. The line to me should have been Iowa State minus 2.5, Iowa State minus 1.5. I think this is a sharp chaser special game. I'm just taking the better team. I am on the Cyclones. That's
it.
Number 6. It's scratched out, but I don't know. I think we might got to bring it back. What number 6 say?
USC football and hoops.
And hoops.
Yeah, but Bronny's not there anymore.
Bronny's not there no more. But the list is the list. It's still there. You can still read it. I'm fading USC today. I'm taking UCLA. I think it's just a spot play. UCLA is the better basketball team. They've won 3 straight. It's not like UCLA has just been this dominant team. They play well, and USC has played well in certain spots, certain situations, but I'm on UCLA. I think they're the better team. If we're going to take UCLA seriously this season, these are the games that are must win. This is like a must-win game for UCLA if they're going to be of that ilk that we typically think of them as. They have to win this game. They're favored for a reason. Give me the Bruins. Give me Southern laying the points on Mississippi Valley State. Y'all know we blindly fade Mississippi Valley State, the worst team in college basketball. I would probably lay 7 points with Green Bay, the Gottliebs, on Mississippi Valley State. That's how bad Mississippi Valley State is. And y'all know our thoughts here on Pig Dogs with the Gottliebs and Green Bay. So just continuing to fade Mississippi Valley. And give me Duke laying the 21.5 on NC State. This is not the NC State from last season. They did play decent in their last game against SMU. They didn't cover in that game, but I'm fading them. Ultimately, is what it boils down to. Teams lost 4 straight against decent competition today on the road at Duke. I think they get blitzed. I'm gonna lay it. with the Blue Devils. What you think?
I'm on the opposite. I'm on USC today. I just am. They've been playing really good. I mean, remember, both these teams are now playing in the Big Ten. It's much harder competition. Or it's not, I wouldn't say it's harder because the Pac-12 has had good teams. Sorry, I just got a text. Sorry about that. Caught me off guard. So USC playing in the Big Ten, it's different. It's a different style of ball. And they've been solid. I mean, they're 7-3 in their last 10. I know UCLA has won the last 3, but that 2 of the 3 were at home, and they beat a Washington team on the road that they were favored 6 points. They were supposed to beat them. They didn't even cover. So I don't know. I'm just playing the situation here, the home game. There's a reason why a not ranked team versus a ranked team is favored. So I'm playing that at home. USC for me.
UCLA not ranked.
They're not?
Nope.
Maybe they have it updated wrong.
Or at least at what I'm looking at, they're not ranked. Are they? I don't think so. They're like one on the bubble. They're like, I think they might be like 27, 28, somewhere in that range.
I'm not worried about it. USC for me, just playing the home. They know each other. They've been playing each other for years. Bronny's not there. I'm not worried about the do not bet list. Then I'm going to take, what's the other one? Lamar at home. I know my Lamar parlays nowhere to be found anymore. But this team is just better at home than on the road. And Northwestern State's ass. They're 3-7 on the road. I faded them this year. They're a better team, better efficiency, better defense. I mean, they beat them in most categories, and I'm not worried about the 3.5. That's really it for me. So now we're going to the real sport.
Let's do it. Huge
Generational wealth
man
is on the board today, Jay.
New week, new opportunities, man. Monday.
Hey, NBA.
Let's do it.
Let's do 2 at a time. Let's do Detroit, Cleveland, and the Lakers and Charlotte. I think I am up first here, right? Or you are? You go ahead. It's the NBA. It's the NBA. We're going to start you off first.
I'm on Charlotte plus the points. I think it's the perfect spot to fade the Los Angeles Lakers. We're just sticking to the formula we've had on the Lakers all season long. We're not overcomplicating it when it comes to the Lakers. When they're dogs or like a small, short favorite under a bucket, we can trust them. Anything over that, fuck no. Can't do it. Won't do it. And coming off the win over the Lakers, coming off of beating the Celtics, beating the Warriors, I think it's a perfect fade spot of the Lakers. I'm on Charlotte here. I like the spot. 4th home game, last 5 games. They've won 3 of their last 5. They're healthy, mainly. Just a spot play for me here on Charlotte, grabbing the points in my back pocket, Charlotte's been a decent ATS team this season. Give me the Hornets. And then Cleveland, off the 3 straight L's, still right now the number 2 ATS team in the league. I'm going to take them in the bounce back spot at home. I know that they're still fairly banged up in this one. Okoro, Dean Wade, Karis LeVert, all out. I know Detroit has played some solid basketball recently, but I'm on the Cavs in this one. I don't want to overcomplicate it. They've gone stupid, dummy, crazy at home for most of the season. Detroit, good story. Much improved from a season ago. Doesn't mean we got to bet them in every game. They're still around a 50-50 ATS team. I think this is a game where the Cavs do come out, kind of flex their muscles, show that who they've been for most of the season isn't a fluke. It's just a solid bounce back spot for them at home tonight. I'm going to lay it here with Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm on the same side on both games. Cleveland for me, bounce back spot. Man, it's just I got it handed to me recently with Cleveland. I wasn't on the Rockets. I know, Jay. I was on Cleveland. They made a nice, valiant comeback, but they just couldn't get it done. And it's probably the first time all season at home that they couldn't get the job done and cover. I mean, they've only lost 3 games here. This is a typical, for me, bounce back spot. Get them right into the win column and put them in a good position here to get to All-Star break. Because, listen, we knew this was going to come at some point, but this is a good bounce back spot. And same thing with Charlotte as well. Charlotte at home, much improved. I'm not laying points with the Lakers on the road here, so I'm going to take Charlotte as well. The next 2, we have the Sacramento Kings laying 12 at Brooklyn. Ugh. And then we have Houston catching 6.5 at Boston. I am first here. I'm not laying 12 on the road with Sacramento. Not a shot in hell. No way. As a road favorite, the Kings have been ass for the last couple years. Taking the Nets here. Look, the Nets. Yep. See that? Number 7. It's right there. I know the Nets have not been good. It's probably not a bettable game for me. Probably not going to touch it at all, but lean toward the Nets at home. And then Boston laying the points at home. I know Houston's been playing extremely well. Winners of their last 2, both against Cleveland, a very formidable opponent. But Boston in these spots, when the spread is low, and Houston, as good as they are, they're 30-14 overall. They have a great away record. I mean, they're great at home and away. I just think this is a Boston game, a statement game to show them who's the king. And so I'm taking Boston here. What about you, Jay?
I think you're foolish and lack vision. I'm on Houston. You know who the number 1 ATS team on the road this season is? Houston. What the hell happened? What happened? They were the number 1 home ATS team last year. Now they balling on the road? What the fuck? Houston on the road this season. Right now, 14-6-1. They've covered in 70% of their road games this season. And we already know what's up with Boston. Come on, man. Boston following a win? Terrible. Terrible. Let me see. Let me bring that number up for you. Boston this season, after a win, they are 6-24-1. Oh my God. 6. I need y'all to understand what I'm telling you. When Boston wins a game, the very next game they never cover. They've won what? 31 games this season. They've only covered the next game 6 times. They're only covering 20% of the time after a win. We're getting the best road ATS team in the league. We're getting the Celtics coming off a win. We have to bet Houston in this spot. Hell, Houston might come here and win this goddamn game outright. Houston, we have a problem. On the other one, I'm damn sure not laying double digits on the road with the Kings. I wouldn't lay 4 with the Kings on the road, personally. Kings still one of the absolute worst ATS teams in the NBA this season. Sacramento is 16-25-4. Only covering in 39% of their games this season, meaning we're fading them and covering at a 61% clip. Now you want me to go lay 10.5 on the road on Brooklyn? Brooklyn is still a solid ATS team. They're not great. They're not terrible. They're showing profit for the season, minimal. 23-22-1 this season is Brooklyn ATS, covering at 51.1%. Their record, though, you would think they're one of the worst, but they're middle of the pack. Certain spots, certain situations, you can bet them. And I think this is just one of those. Too many points to be laying on the road with Sacramento. Can't do it, won't do it. Give me the Brooklyn Nets plus the points in my back pocket.
There you have it. All right, next 2 up, we have the Memphis Grizzlies against the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks are laying 3.5 points at home. And then we have the Pelicans traveling to the Raptors, and the Raptors are catching 2 points at home. And that line is flipped.
I think today's NBA is fairly simple, man. We just going to lean on spots, lean on situations, and we're going to come out green on the other side. one thing that I've been talking about all season long when it comes to the Knicks is how they're overrated and overvalued. And I think that's not more evident than this game tonight. On what fucking planet should the Knicks be over a bucket favorite over the Grizzlies? On what planet? On what planet? I'm on the Grizzlies plus the points, maybe even outright money line. I think the Grizzlies are the better basketball team. Right now, currently, the number one ATS team in the NBA, it was Cleveland for majority of the season, but they were just surpassed. Memphis is the number one ATS team in the NBA. Their record is 31-15 this season. Their ATS record is 31-15 this season. Memphis has been a money-making machine. Nothing, I looked super deep. Nothing here tells me New York should be favored by this many points. Nothing. So it's just the only thing I can attribute it to is the same thing I'm telling y'all all season, that the Knicks are just overrated and overvalued because they're the Knicks. They're New York's team, fading their ass. I'm taking the team that's made us more money than any other team in the NBA this season. That's Memphis. John Morant in the Garden today probably has a highlight reel play, probably goes in there and goes crazy on the New York Knicks today. Give me the points in my back pocket with Memphis. And then they're back. I don't know if you know or not, but they're back. And that's our second favorite money-making team, the Orlando Magic. Oh, Orlando Magic.
What's going on here, Jay? I haven't even given my picks on Memphis, New York. You're already skipping to the next game.
I thought that was in the slot.
We did two at a time.
I thought that was the one that we did.
No, it was Toronto, New Orleans. Oh. You're getting all excited about the Magic.
Damn. Well, I'm on the Magic. I'll do all three. I'll do all three.
So excited.
Man, I'm on Orlando here in this one, man. They're healthy again. Wagner, he I don't know if y'all watched that last game. Saturday, I had an NBA play of the month, and it was the Orlando Magic in the bounce-back game at home that also happened to be a revenge game. This team was struggling. Remember, they've been banged up for most of the season. They were missing their best player, Boncaro, for over a month. Then Wagner went down, so they were missing their two best players for over a month. Of course, they weren't going to be the same team from an ATS perspective, but they're back. I don't know if y'all watched that last game like I did, but Wagner showed us why we love him. Absolutely balled out in that second half, mainly in that fourth. I don't like the outside noise and drama going on with Miami. They keep trying to, like, I don't know what the hell they got going on with Jimmy Butler. They keep trying to prove a point, like, we run shit. No, you don't, bro. The NBA is a player league. This is not the NFL. This is not the NFL where teams have the ultimate control over shit. This is not that league. This is the NBA where the players run the league. Miami, Pat Riley, I'm sorry. Trade him. It is what it is. It is what it is. He don't want to be there. Y'all keep trying to suspend him, bring him back. He's slotted to play tonight. He probably going to pull that same bullshit we saw him play not too long ago where he just came out there, played really lackadaisical, was uninterested in the game that was going on the floor. I don't think he'll be on this team post-trade deadline. Orlando has little brother syndrome when it comes to Miami. We've already seen them beat Miami twice this season. I think they make it for a third straight time. They're favored in the game for a reason. Give me the Orlando Magic. And last one in the slot, not a hard game to break down. I'm on Toronto Raptors, plus the points at home at the crib. Toronto, as a home underdog, we've been betting them boys all season long, man. They're 14-5-1 this season from an ATS perspective at home. They've covered as underdogs in 73.7% of their games at home this season. Basically a 75% clip. New Orleans, we've been fading these boys for most of the season. They're overrated, overvalued. 19-27 overall ATS this season. We're basically covering at a 60% clip, fading them. Nothing here suggests that they should be favorited in this game. The Raptors opened up as the favorite. Only reason that the Pelicans are the favorite now in the game is money came in on the Pelicans. people just keep believing in this team, like this team finna wake up and do something. They're not. They're ass. They're terrible. I'm on the Raptors. Raptors low-key playing their best basketball of the season right now. Currently, give me Toronto plus the points in my back pocket.
Well, what's the point of me even giving out the same plays? If I like all three of them. You were so excited. You made a case for all three. I'm all Memphis here. It's simple. They are the best money-making team the entire season. And I'm shocked the line's 3.5. I thought the line would be 1.5, 2. Give me Memphis on the money line. I'm not even sweating the points here. They're going to win outright. You get John Moran at the Garden. That is just all that needs to be said there. Toronto, for me, this is the game I gave out in the video. And simply because, look, New Orleans showed us exactly who we thought they were. They went to Charlotte and they got boat raced. They got blown out. They were a favorite at Charlotte. They got absolutely destroyed. Now they have to travel all the way through customs into Toronto. Toronto's catching points now at home. This is just a spot and situation like we've been doing all year. Toronto for me. And same thing, Orlando Magic.
Oh.
Finally, I talked to you on Saturday. I said, look, man, if they let us down today, they might make it to that list. It was close. But now our hope is back. I know it crushes dreams, but our hope is back. Miami's completely in disarray with the Butler situation. They don't know what's so dysfunctional right now. Orlando, not much travel. Magic for me.
Fair enough.
All right, we'll do the next three. We'll do the Chicken Nuggets traveling on the road, laying 9.5 to your Chicago
Bulls.
Then we have the Romanellis against the House of Disappointment. House of Disappointment's laying 10. We have the Washington Wizards playing at the Dallas Mavs minus 12.5. I think I'm first here, right?
Yes, sir.
I hate laying this number with Denver. It stinks like a dog spot here. I know I don't like it. I'm probably not going to bet it. I just see a backdoor cover here. I don't know. Maybe you'll give me a different angle. I looked at it from both sides. Didn't really like either one. It's Chicago or nothing for me. I just think they get the cover. And then Minnesota laying 10 against the team that has been on a do not bet list for a very long time. But they're playing really well. It's a different Minnesota team. Not worried about the revenge game element. That was back in December. I know somebody, Jay, you might look into that side, but I'm not laying 10 with the House of Disappointment. They are the House of Disappointment for a reason. They're going to keep feeling that cat trade over and over and over again, how it's decimated their team that was all-star caliber last year. I'm going to take 10 here. I'm going to grab the 10 with the Hawks. And then in the last one, lay the points with Dallas. Like we said with Washington, either they're going to win the game outright or they get absolutely blitzed. I'm laying the points with the Mavs.
Word for word, bar for bar, Kostys. God damn, man. Did you watch the jam session or what?
No. How am I watching jam session? It wasn't even up yet.
I know. I'm kidding. I'm just saying. We on the same accord. I got the exact same thoughts on Denver. I don't love it. I hate it, honestly. But I feel like it's the play. Somebody got to cover in this game. The Bulls, your Chicago Bulls, are fucking terrible at home. I don't know why, but they just don't ball at home. Whenever the announcer hit that thing, your Chicago Bulls, you just know they're not going to cover. They just not going to do it because they do not ball at home for whatever reason it is. Denver playing much better basketball right now than they were to start the season. They kind of returned back to the Nuggets we know and love. I hate laying this many points on the road with Denver. I really do. But I'll lean towards Denver laying the points in that one. I just don't trust Chicago in Chicago. They've given me no reason to do so. On the road, we can bet the Bulls. We can bet the Bulls on the road. But at home, can't do it. We also can't lay 10.5 with Minnesota in Minnesota. We know that. We've been there, done that. There's a reason we call them the house of disappointment. There's a reason. We didn't just start doing it either this season. This has been their nickname for 3 seasons. It's because just when you think Minnesota finna do something at home, they never fucking do it. Never. And they not doing it today. On the flip side, I know that the line is ugly. I know that the injury report is ugly for Atlanta. Trae Young's not playing tonight. And the Hawks have been beaten in 4 straight games. But that's typical Hawks. So we know the Hawks, man. We know the Hawks here at Pig Dogs. We know these boys like the back of our hand. When the Hawks play bad teams, they never cover. That's why they are the worst ATS team in the last 2 seasons combined. When they play bad teams, they're never going to do it, ever. When they play good teams, which we've seen this season, is when they play good. Hawks play down to their competition. They also play up to their competition. We've seen the Hawks go and beat Boston, New York, Cleveland. Whoever, all the other good teams you can name, we've seen the Hawks go and beat. It's just who they are. It's just how they're made. I don't know what's their problem is. So it's just a double whammy. Hawks as an underdog, we'll lean in that direction. Minnesota as an extended favorite, can't do it. Won't do it. Even without Trae Young, I'm going to take the Atlanta Hawks. And then Wizards, Mavs. Y'all really need my opinion? Y'all really? Like, come on, man. Y'all know where we at, man. 1-4 Dallas, man. Western Conference champions, 24.
Georgetown still has more home wins in the same arena than Washington.
I'm on my favorite team, the Dallas Mavs. I'll lay the points. I'm thinking about going to the game. They basically giving away tickets tonight, so I might go. I don't know. I know where my Mavs are extremely banged up, and I'm gonna be 1,000 with y'all. It's not one of my favorite plays tonight. It's not one of my favorite, but it has to be done. The Wizards are just terrible, and their 6th straight road game. It's a terrible spot for Washington. Dallas coming off the loss to Boston. Should be a good spot for him to bounce back at home against the worst team in the league. Give me my favorite team, Mavs landed.
All right. And now the final 2 games of the night. We have the Milwaukee Bucks laying 9 at Utah Jazz. And the Clippers laying 2 at Phoenix. You're up first.
Bounce back game at home that also happens to be a revenge game, man. I'm on the Utah Jazz plus the points in this one. They got aired out, blitzed by Milwaukee in the one meeting this season, 123-100 in Milwaukee. The Jazz have been absolutely garbage, terrible, hot ass on the road. At home this season, which is crazy because they were a money-making machine at home last year and terrible on the road. They've done a complete 180 this season. They're much better on the road than they are at home. But because they've been so shit at home recently, I think this is the spot. I think they actually have a legitimate chance to win this game outright. We've seen Milwaukee fall flat too many times in similar spots like this one. I'm on the Utah Jazz plus the points. And I ain't gonna lie, if you want a huge step back dog outright money line tonight, Utah Jazz.
Really?
Jazz. If you want to outright money line dog tonight, you want to attack you a nice plus money price, Utah Jazz. I'm expecting their guys to play tonight too. I know the injury report kind of ugly, but I think most of the guys are in tonight at home. I just got a gut feeling they are. So if you want to rock with me. Let's take Utah at home tonight, plus the points and outright money line. And I can't believe these words going to come out of my mouth. I'm on the Phoenix Suns. I'm on the Suns. Clippers. #1 home ATS team in the NBA. It's not that surprising when you think about it in real life terms. Hell, they just built a $5 billion arena to be better at home. They better ball out at home. They built a fucking wall and some more shit to be better at home. So yeah, they better go crazy at home. #1 home ATS team in the NBA. On the road, I don't trust them nearly as much. I think this is a good spot to fade them. Phoenix. If they were laying points, I would lead this game completely alone. I wouldn't touch it. I wouldn't do nothing. But we're not Phoenix is overrated and overvalued. That's why they're so bad from an ATS perspective. People look at the talent on this team and think that they should blow teams out. That's not who Phoenix is. They never will be that style team. But in a game where we just need them to win, I'll take my chances, especially when we've already seen them beat the Clippers twice this season. I know those were back in October. These are two completely different teams now than they were then. Plus money with Phoenix at home, though. Not overrated, not overvalued in this spot. Give me Phoenix. Last and final game of the night.
I'm with you on both again. I mean, I like when we line up because, again, we don't go over these things before the show. We don't talk about it. I'm not getting greedy here with Utah, though. I'm going to take the 9. I'm not going to get greedy here. Utah's been ass at home, but I think 9 points is way too much. Revenge game after they got blitzed by Milwaukee before. I don't love it, but I'm not going to lay 9 points with Milwaukee on the road. And then I'm going to take Phoenix, but I actually like the under more than Phoenix. There's going to be more defense play. Kawhi is back. He's in full action. They have a full – I think this game the line is right where it should be. That's the thing. I think it's going to be one of those who gets the last possession, free throws made at the end of the game. I think it's going to go under the total of 224. So I'm going to take the sexy pick here under. The Clippers have just proven over and over again that they go under the total. I think there's going to be a lot more defensive people think in this game. So Phoenix for me. And there you have it, guys. That is the NBA card. Now before we get to the parlay section of Kostys' new show, Jay, what are you selling today?
I'm selling a lot of the NBA today is what I got going on, man. I have an NBA play of the day. We've hit 8 of 9 on that NBA play of the day. We just went an entire week, only missed one. We cashed yesterday with the Portland Trailblazers. We had to fade the Thunder Buddies, our favorite money-making team. The spot dictated it, though. Double revenge game at home. Cashed yesterday on Portland. Cashed on Saturday with the Orlando Magic as the NBA play of the month. We have heated up. We're seeing the board extremely well on the play of the day. We're trying to keep it rolling. It's currently not up, but right after the show, it'll be up. I love tonight's play, man. You can scoop that up $25 over at Pig Dogs Premium. That's the one play on the nightly. I am betting extremely heavy myself. So you can hop on that play every single day, just $25. I could charge out the ass for that play. I could. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm just here to help y'all guys become better bettors. So $25, you can scoop that play up. And then I will have a handful of NBA plays tonight as a whole, though. So you can hop on. I'll probably have a 3-pack, maybe even a 5-pack. So you can hop on that, or you can hop on a weekly pass, a 3-day or a weekly pass, and get everything that I got for this week. A money-making NBA week. Football's over, man. So y'all know what time it is, man. It's time to attack hoops. It's time to attack it. And I'm telling you, I think a generational run is coming right before the All-Star break. We heated up. We were hotter than fish grease around this time last year. This is our time of season. Man, let's get right to it, man. If you're rocking with me, rock with me. Let's do what we do. We just kick the crap out of the books, betting hoops. Ton of NBA, maybe one college hoops in there for you guys as well. Scoop it all up. Pick Dogs Premium.
Now, I get the solo on my own show. I basically could just do the show by myself going forward. It's okay. No, I'm just kidding, guys. So I do the complete opposite end of the spectrum. So when Jay sells his daily or the different capper seller daily or weekly or monthly, I cater more of the high roller that wants the extra level of service, that wants games hours before game time when the line moves. I deal with professional betting groups that are constantly feeding me information and games. And then I put it on a silver platter to you guys, including money management on a day-to-day basis. So if you're somebody that wants an extra level of service and not just the games, and you have a big enough bankroll, definitely go to pickdogs.com. My number's listed right on the site, and call me, text me. We'll set up a 5-10 minute call and we'll go from there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Kostys, what time is it, man?
Parlay time. Oh, I should have played my parlay song. I didn't have it queued up. Oh, no. Fail. So for my parlay segment, we're going to do something a little different, Jay. I know you don't like change. I want a key game, and then so you bet the key game straight, and then you parlay it with the rest of them. So that way, if you win the key game, you still cash, but then you're parlaying it with the remainder. So I want one key game and then the rest.
Key game. Houston Rockets. Outright. Money. Just to play on the spot, play on the situation where we got to fade Boston off a win. 6-24-1, only covered in 20% of their games following a win. Houston, number one road ATS team in the league. I think they have a legitimate chance to come in and win this game outright. We got to attack plus money when those situations arise. Atlanta Hawks plus the points. And Phoenix Suns outright. Money line. 3-teamer.
So Jay's is key game. So you bet the Rockets money line by itself. Then you do a 3-team parlay with the Rockets money line, the Suns. You said the Hawks?
And the Hawks.
And the Hawks. All right. All right. Mine, we're going to do key game, Orlando Magic with Toronto and Memphis. So 3. So your key game is the Orlando Magic. You bet it by yourself. I mean, by itself. And then you parlay the Magic, the Raptors, and the Grizzlies. Simple. But this is what we do. On the new show, we have new ideas. The key game parlay is part of Kostys' new show. Well, Jay, any last words?
If you bet against the Chiefs yesterday, you are just a hater. Look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, why am I a hater? Because there was no situation there that told you to bet the Bills. So stop being a hater. Open your heart up and just accept greatness.
And love.
And love. That's all.
That's right. Never fade the GOAT. I learned that with Brady many, many years ago, and I have not done the same against Mahomes. You just don't fight it. When you start fighting things is when you start catching yourself losing money. There he is. Jay said it. 7 straight championship appearances with 4 Super Bowls. It's unheard of.
Like, come on, man.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Script or not script, doesn't matter. Hey, I don't care what script it is. It pays the bills.
Yes, it does.
Doesn't matter. So appreciate each and every one of you. We will try to act more professional tomorrow, and everybody have a winning day. Thank you for being on the new show, same channel.
Man. Appreciate y'all, boys. See y'all tomorrow. Check out the jam session.
Get the merch.
Watch Kostys show.
Watch Kostys show.